Alright, so you guys are going to get tired of me making dryer videos, but here's another dryer. This one is an LG. The name of this is a DLE3733U. It's pretty cool. It's a blue color. I do like the fact it's got a color to it. And this one also has this drawer underneath. Pretty cool. I know that the heating element is out in it, so we're going to replace the heating element. Also, it sounds like there's either a bad pulley or it needs a belt, because it makes a terrible squeaky racket whenever it goes around. Really clean inside. I actually got this from one of my buddies at his race shop. So he's done with it. Give it to me. We're going to go ahead and fix it so we can put it on Facebook and sell it. So let's go ahead and get this heating element swapped out. Got to do it sort of like a Samsung and go top down. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and get the top off of here. For whatever reason, this LG uses screws. I'm not the biggest fan of the screws. But it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws to go ahead and yank out of here. Let's go ahead and yank them out. All right, so now those 6 screws are out. Let's go ahead and pull this back. It's really not that hard. You just sort of pull straight back, and there it is. So she is covered in lint. From what I can tell, the belt looks okay though. Take a look at it. All right, so now we're here in the, all I did was take the top off. You can see there's a good bit of lint on this thing. We're gonna have to try to get that out of there. It looks like there's 2 screws. There's one there and one there on either side of this top cover here. We're going to take those 2 out, and hopefully this top cover sort of removes gently. We'll give it a try and see. And because these 2 screws are going into plastic, we're going to go ahead and use a screwdriver. Not using automatic on this one. Okay, I'm going to do my very best to show you how to do this. You sort of got to lift up and pull sort of towards you at the same time. So very gently, very slowly, sort of lift and pull, because there's a lot of stuff connected back there. There we go. And then let's go ahead and start disconnecting things so we can get this out of here. Let me show you what we're disconnecting first. So as you can see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connections, it looks like. They all look like they go the same way to each other. It's going to be a 2-handed job, but just sort of give them a good tug. If it's stuck, like I can see that this one right here has a clip that you're going to have to fandangle with. So they're definitely 2-handed jobs. Don't just go in here and start yanking things out. Look at how they connect. Inspect them for a second. This one has a clip on the bottom. The clip is where my finger is. Be sure you unclip them the correct way. I'm going to unclip them off camera simply because I don't really know how I can film it and show them being unclipped. And when we pick this back up, this front panel will be off. All right, I'm going to give this a try. See if I can show you how to do it. There's like a little clip on the bottom of that one. Breaking it is not what you want to do. That one's out. A little clip on the bottom of that one. That one's out. Smash down, pinch. That one smash up or down. Smash that one. Oh, there's a little bitty one over here. There we go. That should be everything. That is everything. Okay. Good deal. You want to keep this in a safe location. This is the brains of the operation. You don't want to mess that up. All right, so from here we got 6 screws, which I don't like the screws. I would rather have the bolts to get out. There's 2 here, 2 here, and 1, 2 here. Once we take all these out, this is going to come off. These screws here, this door is actually reversible, so I can open it this way or I can open it that way, and that's determined on how these flow. So not related to the door. We're going to go ahead and get this out of here. So I really wanted to get a video of taking the door off, but unfortunately when I took the screws out, it just sort of fell on me. There's one plug where the light goes. It does not have any special hookups. That's just how it is. As we look down here, there's our heating element. We're gonna get our way to the heating element. First we're gonna have to get the sort of the front of the, this thing is there's a lot going on here. Get the front off of here. Looks like it's only 1, 2, 3, 4 screws again, and it should lift out of here. But of course we'll take a look at that as the time comes. We also got to take 1, 2 screws out of there. So we're going to go ahead and time lapse that and see how that goes. So we actually had 2 connections on that one. We had one here and one down there at the bottom that I actually didn't even see until I pulled this out. It actually connected right there in this, all this lint. So 2 connections. As I thought that was just going to pull right up, I really thought that was just going to pull out and up, which it did. Really simple, really easy. All right, so we're looking at the front of the dryer now. If you look right there, that's the pulley. Now, if we're going to go ahead and take the belt off, replace the belt, we're going to go smash this pulley so that we can get the belt out. So let's try to show you this. Smash down, and sort of undo the belt. Yep. Like so. And then go ahead and lift the drum up and out. That's going to be a 2-handed job. Most definitely. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and inspect the belt, see if there's anything that we need to replace on it. Probably not. There we go. Definitely going to leaf blow this thing out. So we're going to get these 2 screws out of here. Fairly easy. There's 1, there's 2. Got them out and just lift this up. Sort of a wiggly job. There we go. There it is. All right. That gives us access. These are the back of the pulleys here. So this one I've already got loose. So I'm just going to take it all the way, the rest of the way out. No biggie. Comes out. I'm not going to lose my washers. I want to keep them just in case the new kit doesn't have them. Same with the bolt, or the nut I should say. This guy here is a 15 and a 10 on the other side. So with a 10mm wrench and a socket, 15mm socket, just go ahead and yank it off of there best you can. There we go. Again, don't lose your washers or your nut just in case the new kit doesn't have them. All right, so sort of as I expected, the new kit does have washers, but these are the old ones, these are the new ones. I'm gonna go with the old ones, put them back on. I do have some nuts that goes with them. So, washer on the inside, feed it through, washer on the outside, put it together, and start tightening down. Do this for both sides. Not going to automatic to get it back together. Going with the old manual option here. Last thing we want to do is bend up a bunch of stuff by over torquing things. So I'm putting it back together manually. Okay, front side is done. Back side now. All right, so now this is the back side. I was just going to go ahead and remove the wheels and just replace the wheels. I decided to do it the right way. So here's what we're going to have to do. So you see all these little screws that sort of poke through. They're not really on the sides of the actual, the back. You got to remove all those from the other side, and then this is going to sort of fall at you. Then you're going to have to remove them that way. So let's go to the back of the machine and remove them. So we're at the back of the machine, and all the ones that don't look like they touch sort of the corner here, we're going to remove. So I'll probably remove that one, these. So I'm just going to sort of make a circle. Hopefully we get them all. I guess I'll count and we'll figure it out. Well, let's time lapse it though. All right, so 7 screws in total, 8 if you include the one that I had to get out with the plug. Let's go to the other side and get this thing off. All right, so the entire thing is taken apart. There's this like clip right here. Hope that's picking up. It's right there. We're gonna lift up and sort of pull towards ourselves. Oh, we're connected to the dang heating element. La-ti-da. Let's get that out of there. There we go. Should have done this with the heating element out. All right, this is out now. Okay, we're doing the exact same practice as before as we did on the front. So here's our first pulley. Here's our second pulley. Really easy. There's nothing in front of or behind. Really easy once it's out this way. I am going to pull the heating element out. It's just 2 screws. I'm not even going to unplug it. I'm just going to undo these 2 screws so that I can get that back in. But let's go ahead and time lapse doing these wheels since I've already done it on the front. Alright, so these wheels do sound much better, or don't sound at all, I should say. Let's go to get this back in, but first, like I said, I'm going to take these 2 screws out of this heating element to make this a lot easier of a process. So let's go ahead and get those 2 screws out real quick. Alright, so these are just Phillips head. Like I said, I'm not unplugging anything. Just sort of doing this to give me just the littlest bit of leverage that I'm going to need to sort of set the back in place there. So once my 2 screws are out, go ahead and dust this off a little bit. Get this back how it goes. There's my little tab. Heating element in. Let everything sort of settle. Let's go ahead and get our screws back in the heating element, and then we'll go behind and time lapse tightening everything back up. So both screws going back in the heating element now. It's now come time to put things back together, finally. So we're gonna go ahead and do our drum. I have a brand new belt since we already had to replace a lot of other stuff to begin with. Line it up with my little marks from before. And I'm just gonna sort of cram it on in here as best I can. And then just start lining things up and you'll sort of feel them go back into place. All right, now I want to do my very best to show how this belt goes back together. So let me try my very best. All right, so I sort of set the camera down and I'm trying to do this blindly. Well, I can see what I'm doing, but I don't know if the camera can. So I've got a hold of the belt now. So here's the belt. I got a hold of it. First thing I do is make sure I'm going the right direction. Feel the little grooves. Little grooves are there. Now, the belt is going to sort of sit like that. I hope that's showing up. So it's going to sort of sit like that. Well, actually it's like that. Here's my pulley that I need to get there. So I stretch it really hard and set it on there. I think I missed the motor actually. There we go. All right, there. Now, I really hope that that picked up, because that set on there very nicely. Now everything's ready to start turning. That's awesome. Let's put everything else together. So, in all honesty, I'm running out of daylight. So I'm gonna time lapse getting everything back together. It goes together the way it came apart. So time lapse, everything going back together. Alright guys, so that is changing a belt, a heating element, or pulleys, or all of the above on an LG. I don't like the LGs. That was no fun. Hope it helps. Thank you much.